Tonight's headlines are brought to you in part by Coldwell Energy and McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Sally Lemus. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. The court prepares for a high-profile case trial. Also tonight, an accused drug supplier is behind bars. And athletes from all over the Pacific region arrive to Saipan. In sports, the Oleai Sports Complex is getting its finishing touches done. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
I have a phone. I have no TV. Ooh, TV on phone. I have a tablet. I have no TV. Ooh, TV on tab. I have a TV. I have a stick. Ooh, TV on stick. I want my streaming. I want my TV. Ooh, streaming TV.
Northern Marianas, rise up to the challenge! June 17th through June 25th, the Northern Marianas will be hosting the NM Pacific Mini Games 2022. Athletics, badminton, baseball, beach volleyball, golf, tennis, triathlon, VAA, and weightlifting. Visit northernmarianas2022.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thanks to the Tensu Lin Foundation, Joe Tendai Foundation, T Galleria, Docomo Pacific, ITNE, NMC, Elan Group, Marpac, Fish Guy Scuba Charter, Atkins Kroll, Glorified City Limit, McDonald's, Mobile, Triple J, NM Tech, and Bank of Guam.
Sipping on a delicious drink from McDonald's may have you thinking, what makes these drinks just hit different? Don't overthink it. Just enjoy it. It's more than a drink. It's a McDonald's drink.
Cool off this summer with McDonald's Minute Maid Slushies. Try the new Tropical Mango or returning favorite, Strawberry Watermelon, for a limited time.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Half a day to the Wami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Monday, June 13, 2022. The Sinamay Superior Court prepares to take on one of the island's most high-profile cases. Let's take a look. Governor Ralph Torres appeared in court this morning for a case management conference before the Honorable Judge Pro Tem, Albert Tolentino. Chief Solicitor Robert Glass appeared on behalf of the Commonwealth alongside attorney Steve Kessel. Torres is being represented by counsels Viola Alepuzu, Victorino Torres, and Anthony Uggin. First Lady Diane Torres and the governor's brothers, Vince and Jack Torres, were present in the courtroom as well. The governor is facing 13 counts of criminal charges and says he is not guilty. The jury trial was initially set for July 5, but the court has vacated that date. Any trial scheduling conference will be held instead. Defense counsel Alepuzu informed the court that they will be speaking in the vernacular to some of their witnesses and has requested the court for a Chamorro and Refalawash interpreter. Prosecutor Glass did not oppose the request and states that speaking in the vernacular is a constitutional right. Glass did disclose, however, that the Commonwealth will be opposing the defendant's request for a jury panel selection from the entire Sinai voters list and not just from Saipan. The AG's office also gives notice to the court that they intend to offer evidence which show proof of the governor's intent, motive, and knowledge of the crimes he allegedly committed. According to Glass, the current case focuses on illegal premium class tickets purchased in 2018 through taxpayers' money. But Glass will introduce evidence of the governor's travels from 2015, 2016, and 2017. Some of that evidence includes trips to San Diego, Louisiana, Hawaii, and Oregon, all flown first class with First Lady Diane Torres. The hearing on all motions is set for June 30, 2022 at 9 a.m. An accused meth dealer and supplier is behind bars after being on active surveillance by the Sinai Drug Enforcement Task Force. 33-year-old Jian Guang Zhang was arrested on Friday after selling 3.4 gross grams of crystal methamphetamine through 2 buy-walk operations. Zhang is better known as Fat Brother, who is noted to be one of the sources of supply of meth. The transactions occurred back in April at San Antonio Village. Fat Brother allegedly sold $240 worth of meth to a cooperating source, which weighed approximately 1.6 grams. During the second buy-walk operation, Zhang sold another $240 worth, this time weighing at 1.5 gross grams. The DETF then requested an arrest warrant to the court, which was executed on Friday at Zhang's residence in Chalancanoa. On the same day of his arrest, police seized 16 grams of meth from his vehicle. Fat Brother is being charged with 2 counts of possession and 2 counts of trafficking. Bail was set at $100,000. Zhang was remanded back to the Department of Corrections and will return to court on June 17, 10 a.m. for his preliminary hearing. And over at federal court, Best Sunshine Casino and the executive director of the Commonwealth Casino Commission informs the court that they have reached a settlement agreement. The parties are currently finalizing these terms and will provide notice upon entry of the agreement. In a recent TRO filing by IPI, they mentioned that they anticipate to receive $150 million financing that will allow them to make payments due to the CCC and other creditors, and that they will resume its operations. This is a developing story, and we hope you stay with KSPN as we bring you more. The average occupancy rate for 12 Sinai hotels has increased by nearly 20% since last year. The Hotel Association of the Northern Mariana Islands, or HAMNI, reports a 31% average occupancy for May 2022 in comparison to the 12% average occupancy in May of last year. According to HAMNI, the amounts of available room nights sold has tripled since May 2021. HAMNI Chairman Ivan Crichocho says the uptick comes after the lifting of further travel restrictions in South Korea. He adds the association anticipates June to be slightly stronger due to the Pacific Mini Games. The streets of Saipan are much brighter these days with newly installed solar lights at beach pavilions and lampposts along Garapan. Crime and mischief usually occurs when no one is looking and at a dark and secluded place. And for quite some time, driving along Beach Road at night has been pretty dim, especially if you have dark tinted windows. Until recently, 8 beach park pavilions around the island of Saipan has obtained new solar PV system installations that will provide cost-free lights and electricity for the public. This project was funded by the Sinai Office of Grants Management and State Clearinghouse in collaboration with the Governor's Council of Economic Advisors as part of their Destination Enhancement Plan. According to Grants Administrator Epi Cabrera, their hope is that the lights at the pavilions will result in a more positive outdoor recreation and tourist experience. The solar PV installation runs at about $9,000 per pavilion. Currently, residents and guests can benefit these lights at the Kilili Beach Park in Susupi, beach sides at San Jose, and pavilions between Garpan Fishing Base and the 13 Fishermen Monument. Cabrera says there are future plans to light up all the beach parks on all 3 islands. OGM has also installed lampposts around Garpan addressing darkness issues. KSPN brings back a familiar face to the set, one that you all will be seeing a lot of for the next few days. A big welcome back to our Adriana Cotero.
My name's Adriana Cotero. I am traveling here from Michigan, but used to live here way back when. I like to consider myself an honorary Chamorro, even though I'm not. I'm Hispanic, but yeah, and from the States, so American.
Adriana Cotero is back in the CNMI after 2 long years. Cotero was a KSPN anchor in 2017 before moving to Guam in 2019.
So I left KSPN about 2 years ago, and then I moved to Guam, and I took a position there for KUAM News. So that's an NBC-CBS affiliate. And there I was a reporter and a lead anchor there as well.
She moved to the Cops and Courts beat after taking on politics, education, and business here on Saipan. And as every news reporter around the world, she took on the health beat during the pandemic, which had a deep effect on her.
That was also definitely very challenging, but we all made it through. And after that, and during the pandemic, I had a 2-year contract with KUAM. They asked me to renew it, but I was ready to go home. I hadn't seen my family for a while. And then during the pandemic, it was kind of hard to even travel. And I didn't really have family in Guam like I did here in Saipan. So I was like, I just want to go home and be with my family.
Cotero moved back home to Michigan, where she played a more active role in their family business.
My parents own a sports bar and grill there. So it's a restaurant. We have a family business. And my boyfriend, who I met in Guam, is a chef. So we both went, nice. Yeah, so we both moved back and we kind of took over the business. My family needed a lot of help from the pandemic. They were very short-staffed. Even just like getting supplies was very hard, and my parents just couldn't do it on their own.
And now, after a year of taking over a business, Cotero is back on Saipan doing what she loves the most.
So about, I'd say like a month, maybe a month and a half ago, Chris reached out to me and was like, hey, Adriana, would you be interested in coming out here to do some coverage for the Pacific Mini Games? And I was like, oh my God, yes, you have no idea how bad I've been dying to just tell some stories. Like, it's definitely my passion. I am a storyteller through and through. Running a business is not my passion, but I am doing it for the time being. So it was perfect timing whenever he asked me, because I was actually about to start getting kind of back into my career.
Cotero will be here for 2 weeks to cover a very historic event for the CNMI.
I know a lot of CNMI athletes just from being here and those the 2 years that I worked here. And I saw all these kids always playing, or Bob would go to these coverages and I'd see them on the news. And to see them actually be able to like showcase their talents, and they're so excited, and their parents are probably so happy. And even the island is so happy having all these people coming here and to host such a big event. I think that's what I'm most excited to be part of, to just feel that, and that pride a little bit, and that feel proud. I know they're not my kids, not my athletes, but it's just such a warming thing to see.
Although Cotero isn't much of a sports writer, she hopes to feature the people and their passion about sports.
And that's an emotion I would love to capture too in my stories. I'd love to tell the stories of families, even talking to some parents. Like, you saw your kid play tennis since they were 3 years old, and now they're 17 and they're competing in these big games, and if they win a medal, like, oh my gosh, that's just like goosebumps, like it's like a dream come true. And those are the kind of stories that I want to showcase and tell. And like I said, they're a little bit more featurey, but those are the ones that's what I love to do.
All right, coming up, we hit the beach to profile one of our top volleyball players. More news is next.
have a TV. I have a stick. Ooh, TV on stick. With the Amazon Fire Stick, enjoy live TV and all your streaming apps, all from your home Wi-Fi. Subscribe to DTV Plus for only $35 a month with your link bundle. No cable lines, no hassle, more savings. DTV Plus, your cable TV on Wi-Fi. Ooh, TV on stick.
All workers have the right to a safe workplace. Employers must provide a workplace that is free from recognized hazards and comply with applicable OSHA standards, including proper reporting of injuries. Training needs to be done in a language and vocabulary employees can understand. And an OSHA information poster must be displayed prominently in the workplace. Workers, you have the right to raise a safety or health concern with your employer or OSHA without being retaliated against. And request an OSHA consultation of your workplace if you believe there are unsafe or unhealthy conditions. OSHA can help. Free assistance to identify and correct hazards is available to small and medium-sized employers without citation or penalty. So look out, speak up, and stay safe. Job safety and health, it's not only good practice, it's the law. Check out OSHA.gov or call 664-3154 or 3155.
It's okay to take a friend or parent's medication. It came from a doctor, right?
Using someone's prescription is really risky. Taking any drugs for which you have not been medically screened is not only dangerous, but taking an opioid that was not prescribed for you is also illegal. Never borrow and never share prescribed medication. Your life and your loved one's life could depend on it. Talk to your doctor about prescribed opioids. Never mix with alcohol, and remember, never borrow, never share. It only takes a little to lose a lot.
This project was supported by a grant from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation. Contents are solely the responsibility of CHCC and do not necessarily represent the official views of the CDC or the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. It's been years of training, but the countdown is finally in the single digits. Several athletes from surrounding countries are more than ready to compete in the 2022 Pacific Mini Games. KSPN correspondent Adriana Cotero greeted the athletes as they made their arrival to Saipan over the weekend.
Vanuatu athlete Zachary Sands has been playing the game of tennis since he was 3 years old.
They call it the game of life. It's really fun.
And a majority of his life has been dedicated to the game. He says over the past 13 years, his love for the individual sport has only grown as the athlete makes his way from one island to another to compete in the 2022 Pacific Mini Games.
Oh, it feels good. It feels good to be here. Excited for the games.
With much anticipation and even more training under his belt, Sands says leading up to the event, he has been training twice a day, 6 days a week.
Intense, crazy intense, no breaks, just training hard, putting my head down, no partying, nothing, just focusing.
Sands is just one of the thousands of athletes who have spent months on end training twice a day for the games. Tonga athletes shared their experience.
Training's been quite tough during COVID. There's been a lot of lockdown restrictions, so a lot of the times I've been training at home in my garage, but it makes it worthwhile when I can come to events like these.
Pretty hard. So we actually come from New Zealand, but we're representing Tonga since they didn't have players. So it's been good. It's a good opportunity for us to come and represent our small little kingdom of Tonga.
All competitors are here to represent their country and share a common goal in mind.
Being here and representing our country and doing our best and trying to win a medal. Yeah, of course, right?
Yes, trying to win that gold.
Despite potential victories on the horizon, the athletes tell us what they are most looking forward to while being in Saipan. Fiji triathletes Katie Patty and Dawn Younger.
What are you looking most forward to being here and competing?
The food.
The food?
Yeah.
What are you looking most forward to?
Meeting other athletes and seeing the country.
Sands shares in the same sentiment, as this is one of the first big athletic tournaments he's participated in since the COVID-19 pandemic.
Seeing everyone again. It's like first tournament since 2.5 years out, so it feels good.
Best of luck, athletes, and welcome to the CNMI. For KSPN2 News, I'm Adriana Cotero.
Beach volleyball is a partnership. It's just you and your partner. It's a game of teamwork, serving, receiving, passing, setting, and attacking. Tonight, we take a look at one of our beach athletes.
Women's beach volleyball continuing to train hard in the days leading up to the games. Early morning practice starts with warm-up and stretching. Sharnessa Lizama will play alongside Kathy Wingfield. The duo is coached by volleyball veteran Tice Mister. One of the best parts about playing ball in the Marianas is the white, soft sand at Micro Beach and the warm, clear blue water right next to it. Lizama rinses off the sand, cools down after early morning training, and reflects on the games.
I'm expecting a lot of competition and meeting new people. And for me, I would say it's an opportunity for me to grow as a player and definitely something to put in the books for me.
What the tandem may lack in height, they plan to make up for in hustle and heart. Lizama says she's soaking up the training and the atmosphere in the days leading up to the games. What does it mean to you to be playing at home in front of friends and family?
Well, it means a lot, even just representing the islands and definitely representing my family as well, and kind of seeing them come out and show support for not just me, but even for their other families and in other sports, yeah.
For the first time in memory in the Pacific Games, beach volleyball will actually be held right on the beach, both in Saipan and Tinian. Lizama says she hopes to get out and support other sports as well.
I hope so, definitely baseball, but hopefully I get that chance and it'll be nice to support other sports too.
You're such an athlete. Who's been kind of a inspiration to you growing up here, or who's helped you kind of grow as an athlete?
I would say definitely Tice, Mister. He was my coach in high school, and since then he's been my coach, and he's been very patient for sure in training me, and he's always has a lot of experience and is always open to share that with not just me, but with other upcoming players.
Lizama's busy. She manages to work in volleyball and weight training along with an important position at our local hospital focusing on public health, and she has a positive, can-do, and fun personality.
I'm excited yet nervous, just having my expectations as a player, and hopefully put a good game on for people who are coming out to watch, as well as for the other countries coming out too.
All right, and then any inspirational words to other players in the NMI?
Do your best and take it easy and have fun.
All right, love it.
Yep.
Thanks.
All right. I was like on the spot, just spitballing.
All right, folks, don't go anywhere because we have more sports up next.
I want my streaming. I want my TV. Ooh, streaming TV. Switch between live TV and your favorite streaming apps with DTV Plus from Docomo Pacific. Watch your shows in multiple devices all at the same time, all from your home Wi-Fi. No cable lines, no hassle, more savings for only $35 a month with your link bundle. DTV Plus, your cable TV on Wi-Fi. Ooh, streaming TV.
Green sea turtles and hawksbill turtles call the Mariana Islands home. They're an important part of the marine ecosystem. They are under threat, and they are protected under CNMI law. Keep plastic out of the ocean. Keep vehicles off the beach. Use the Sea Turtle Stranding Hotline if you see poaching activities or if you see a turtle in trouble. Call 287-8537 and save a turtle. At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under CNMI law. If you see one that is stranded or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live.
Buenas sports fans.
The annual 4th of July run race is just 3 weeks away. Lottie Build is hosting its second annual Independence Day race on Monday, July 4, 2022. Run Saipan will organize this 2-mile run and walk race, which starts and finishes at the fishing base in Garpan. Medals will be given to all finishers at the race venue. To those who cannot finish the race early, they can always pick up their medals at the Lottie Built Gym in San Jose. Run Saipan President Edward de la Cruz states they are going to have more participants this year. Last year's top 3 winners are Marshall Hoskins, first place, Kosaki Sato, second place, and third place is Ken Song. For more information and registration, please call Lottie Gym at 235-2265. The first game will be held this Thursday night at the Francisco Tanco Palacios Baseball Field at the Oleai Sports Complex. Guam will be playing against the Solomon Islands, and everyone is invited to watch. The Oleai Sports Complex is getting the final touches done and ready for the Pacific Mini Games 2022. Chairman Marco Peters states the bleachers arrived on Saipan last Friday and installation began over the weekend.
We have 280 seats for the baseball field, and then we have 2 400-seaters with the canopies on the track and field. So the base of the bleachers have been ready. They're set.
Fences are up, press box is finished, and the grass is getting watered. Other venues such as the tennis court have also been repainted and renovated for their first game next Monday. Beach volleyball will be held at the Crown Plaza, and golf will be at the Coral Ocean Point Resort.
The beach volleyball side, the sand has been shifted. We're ready for play. Golf course, obviously, so prepared, ready.
Tents have been set up at the 13 Fishermen Monument along Beach Road for the Va'a competition. Peters says they are 95% done with venues and facilities. To learn more about the game schedules, you can visit northernmarianas2022.com.
Hey, golfers, come north and practice your game at the Marianas Driving Range. New Year's local specials. 10-piece coupon books available for just $60. That's a $10 savings. Want to get really good? Come work on your swing every day for just $99 per month. It's our practice pass and you're going to love it. Grab your passes and go straight to the range. You can social distance and chip all at the same time, and the views are free. Reserve now at marianastrekking.com. You can pay online, open 7 days a week.
Hi, I'm Dre, one of the personal trainers here at Ghost Gym, and today I want to go over some exercises that you can easily apply into your current exercise program. Now I have here with me Vince, and he's going to be demoing some of those exercises. Now the first one today is going to be a 1-arm dumbbell row. Before I have Vince here execute a few reps, what we want to remember with virtually any exercise is your setup. If you start in a bad position, it's not going to look good and it's certainly not going to feel good. So a common mistake with here is obviously a rounded upper back, and as you can see, he's not very rigid or stable. So what we're going to do is correct that just a little bit. So his supporting arm and his leg that's supported on the bench as well is going to, we want to lock that in. Open up that leg a little bit to allow for a better path on that dumbbell. With the elbows coming up way too high, you can see the shoulders riding forward, and that's not what we want. So ideally, what you want to think about is pulling with your elbows and stopping right at the midline of your body. So in this position right here, you can feel his entire upper back along with his core.
And for your KSPN weather report, mostly sunny with isolated showers. East wind around 14 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. East-southeast wind 13 to 18 miles per hour with gusts as high as 23 miles per hour. High 90, low 78, 70% humidity. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with isolated showers. East wind 11 to 15 miles per hour with gusts up to 18 miles per hour. High 90, low 78. The marine forecast, gentle to moderate trade winds and combined seas 4 to 6 feet are expected the next few days. East wind 10 to 15 knots, wind waves 2 to 3 feet, east swell 3 to 5 feet. The sunrise will be at 5:46 a.m., high tide at 7:51 p.m., low tide 12:50 p.m., and the sunset, you can catch that at 6:47 p.m. All right, folks, there you have it. That is your Monday edition of the News, Sports, and Weather here in the Marianas. We thank you so much for watching. We hope you have a great night, and we'll see you back here on Wednesday.